Welcome to Think Enriched. It's so good to have you back in this year, 2018. New year, new very first episode. We're starting those Monday Maxims. That's something I've wanted to do for a while. I'm really excited. We got the first one going. And now you may have noticed there's new podcast art. It's new year. I got a little bit of a new look on my podcast cover art where you see it everywhere. Just want to tell you a little bit. My face is out there now, and I got to tell you, I feel a little bit naked putting myself out there for the whole world to see. But that's one more step of me not holding myself back. And it took me, let's just be honest, it took about a year for me to just get off my duff and do this. I've known I needed to do this, and it was just, that was the next step. And I can see how, as smart, ambitious women, who we are, how we're working so hard, that there are times where we just put everyone first and we don't want to do something that, is going to be good for us, but just is a little, more than we would normally do. That's what this was all about, just making sure that it's out there. My face is out there. Also, you may have noticed that in the words Think Enriched, that's an elephant topping the letter I. And I did this for a couple of reasons. I want to tell you about it so you know exactly what that's all about. The elephant runs in a matriarchal order. That is, the top mama elephant, she's the boss and she takes care of the herd. She leads them. She's the protector. She guides them. She keeps them in order. I mean, it sounds a lot like a really smart, ambitious woman. Now, please don't ever think I don't appreciate men. I don't respect them, because that is completely not the case. I have a wonderful husband. I have good family members who are incredible fathers. There's so many good examples around us. I also know I come from a long line of women who have taken care of more than their share. And I really wanted to find a way to honor those women, and each of us in our own lives that are leading families and the work teams, the classrooms, the organizations, the clubs, the service projects, and we share our influence with the entire world. Every time you see the logo and you see that little elephant, that is me just quietly saluting you. And that's a tiny little thing just showing my respect. And I want to say thank you publicly to my designer who created this for me. His name's Jason Clement, and he really helped put more of me into the conversation of what we're doing and what I want to share with the world and my vision. And he really took the time to listen. Finding a good designer who gets you is a tough thing. And connecting with him was so helpful. You can see that my name is much less structured and a little bit playful and mischievous. And I love that, how you have the structure of the words Think Enriched, and then my name's just a little, that's me. It's a little bit mischievous. It's a little bit fun, playful. And I love the balance of the structure and the creativity in me. And so I just wanted to share that with you. We have a new perspective, a new visual for the show. So when you see that this is a podcast, you can think of us sitting down having a conversation. That's exactly what I wanted. And Jason captured that so beautifully. If you are in the market, if you are thinking, I don't even know how to find good designer art or something, he's someone you can trust. You can find out more about Jason, how to find good graphic design, what to ask a designer, those kind of questions. I've left a link in the show notes so you can directly connect and learn more. He's got some great visuals to give you some ideas. Just go click on that link and connect with Jason Clement. So, welcome to the new year, new look for the podcast, and I'm so glad we're starting out this year so strong. All right, and that brings us to the purpose of this episode, the 5 best books for a breakthrough. If you're like me, you are sick of hearing everybody talking about their resolutions, what's going to happen, how they're totally going to change and become a different person. And I actually had to look up the word because think I know what a resolution is, but I haven't really gone through and thought about it. And as I was looking at it, it's a formal expression of an opinion or an intention made. And usually it's after voting or a formal organization, a club, or some sort of group. This is their resolution. It's also the act of resolving a decision or a determination to make. And I thought, man, a lot of us make resolutions, but we're not really solid in that. And then I was thinking about the power of what a breakthrough is. And then I looked, so of course, word nerd, I had to look it up. That's any significant or sudden advanced development achievement in science or diplomacy, like to just remove a barrier to progress. And to me, that was so much more powerful. I started this episode, really working on this episode almost 2 months ago. It was a collection of some of the best books I had read through the year. But what happened is every time I was digging deeper and explaining what I loved about the books, I just came to this point of this is a different kind of list. This is the list for you, the smart, ambitious woman, when you are just ready for a breakthrough. There are so many times where we go through and we come to the same kind of challenge again and again. And every challenge requires a different kind of breakthrough. And that's the steps of progression. Who you are, just think about it, who you are 5 years ago is not the same person. And if it is, then most people that have been stuck in that same rut are unhappy. They are completely unfulfilled. They don't like their job. They don't like the situation that they're in. And they're just stuck. We see friends around us. We see moms. We see people. We see coworkers who are just living like that, absolutely stuck. And what makes us different as smart, ambitious women is we are continually finding new opportunities, challenging ourselves, moving forward. So a resolution, while it's a very good idea to have a goal, I think sometimes resolutions get overplayed. And so this list, I was so excited about what I could share because I'm not a fantasy reader. I don't read tons of fiction like I used to because I always feel like I got practical things I got to take care of. Let's get to work and figure it out. And that's what this list has brought. Practical solutions. These are excellent reads giving you lessons and strategies, things that you can implement directly. You know, I'm one of those. I get an idea and I just go with it. And there's been a couple times where people have been like, whoa, Amy, you're like that horse that just runs out of the gate. You just got to get going. And that's how I am with ideas. The problem is I can get so excited about an idea that then all of a sudden I got another idea and another idea. And so I've had to figure out how to slow it down, give myself a break. Let's figure this out. And make sure that I'm on the right pace, that I'm doing the best thing that I could be doing at this time. So for this list, I had a little bit of criteria. I want to explain it to you so you know where this list is coming from. First of all, every book here I read in the year 2017. As I read, I make the notes, I'm thinking, I'm writing down a few ideas, and I keep a journal with that. So I have notes in my Kindle, I have my notes that I've written down, handwritten, and so everything is fresh. It is current in my mind, and the notes, ideas, and the lessons are completely applicable today. That's the first criteria. Second, every one of the books that made this list, I read twice, at least twice. Most, I listen to the audiobook first, and then I read the Kindle version. And you're probably thinking, what the heck, lady? Well, our family has this daily commute to and from school. So I'm in the car a good couple of hours a day. And so I listen to books on the drive when I'm by myself. And then there's some where I'm like, wow, that was really good. Wow. I'm just saying that as I'm driving. And so I've got to come back, and at night, then I'll read the Kindle version before I go to bed. And that's how I get 2 books, read twice, that sort of thing. And then the third criteria, each book on this list comes with a direct recommendation for a particular point or a challenge or a struggle that a woman like you and I is facing right now and what she's going through. And so I'm really excited. Those are the three criteria. They're very freshly read in 2017. I read them at least twice and have copious notes for each. And each book comes with a specific recommendation for a point or a specific challenge that you could be facing right now. So the very first book, these are in no particular order of the best books. These are just different situations that I thought were very, very applicable. First, The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. I've talked about this before. It's a powerful read to help you realize that you're not being sensible by being safe or being smart and doing the same thing you've done every day and making sure that you're doing exactly the same thing. And even as I say that, I can see where we are in life and what we're doing, and we want to make sure everything's, all these ducks are in the row and we're moving forward. But what you could easily be doing is living in fear and not even know it. In this book, she shares her insight of how Shonda decided to stop saying no for just 1 year. That's all, 1 year. And she would challenge herself to say yes. She was finding that she would say no before she even listened to an opportunity that was being brought to her. Hey, Shonda, we've got this great opportunity for you. We'd like to, no. And she would make excuses. She's got the kids. She's got life. She's got things going on. And finally, she decided to start saying yes. And what happened in this book, what happened in her experience was really extraordinary, first of all, inspiring. And so I just felt alive as I was reading it. It was fantastic. This is the perfect read for the woman who is ready to start this new year and step out of her comfort zone. She's not quite sure where this year is exactly going to take her. She's just ready for a leap of faith. And maybe it's not a leap. Maybe it's just sticking her toe in the pool, feeling what the water feels like, just stepping out of that comfort zone. We all know someone like that. We've all been at different points in our life, some version of who that woman is. So that's the first book on the list. Second book is Braving the Wilderness by Brené Brown. This, I got to tell you, this is my first Brené Brown book I've ever read, but I read it multiple times. And she makes me realize I am not alone in my challenging thoughts. Braving the Wilderness, as the tagline reads, is the quest for true belonging and the courage to stand alone. As adults, as smart, ambitious women, and where we are in life and what we're doing, and we've got all of these different things, it seems like we're running from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. And there is a lot of alone time. There is a lot of doing everything just on your own. And it's so amazing how one quote that just keeps coming through my mind is, true belonging doesn't require you to change who you are. It requires you to be who you are. And I thought that was so powerful. We really need to hear that message repeatedly. If there's one thing we've learned in 2017, it's that people think differently than we do. It's the first time I've just watched and wow, what is this going on? Just paying attention to the news and the situations and so much contention and anger. People are going to think differently than we do. That should be okay. But somehow, using the internet, we can easily polarize ourselves on issues and create these battlefields that can hold us back. And this book helps us find an understanding and be willing to discuss issues to keep the peace. Because, as she says, people are hard to hate close up. I don't think I've ever had a year in my life where I can see so much anger and hate and vilifying one another. And we've got to change that. We can do better. This book is the perfect read for the woman that wants to understand the other side. She's ready to have a conversation without judgment. She yearns to be more comfortable standing alone, and she's ready to participate in a bigger conversation and understand what's going on the other side. You can see how both books are very, very poignant reads and powerful, but are addressing a very different situation. And that's why this list has been so much fun to create. Book number 3. I got to tell you, this book has been on my I got to read list for about a year. And I heard Ray Edwards talk about it on his podcast, and I had to get it right then and jump right in. The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. I read in the month of November. I've reread it 3 times. We've discussed it in my mastermind group. This is a lot of great information. The Big Leap takes a deep, deep dive on how each of us holds ourselves back. And it all comes down to one level or another. For some reason, somewhere way, way back, maybe as children, maybe there was a situation in high school. I don't know what it was, but we have been taught to believe that we are unworthy, and that's completely not true. Even as I say that, I know that we're pushing and working and excelling to achieve, and sometimes we just don't think we deserve all the good that we have. And that is so unfair to ourselves. This book is the perfect read for the woman that achieves in so many facets of her life, but continues to struggle with one specific area. Maybe she's like me and has been successful in this situation and she's done well in this situation, but she just has struggled with her weight her whole time. And the emotional eating comes up and it's just something that just struggles. This woman is ready to cancel out all the self-sabotage holding her back. And she's seeking that opportunity to work in her zone of genius. Now, those are Gay Hendricks' words, not mine. To work in the zone of genius. Fantastic explanation of what that is and what we're doing and how you can achieve more of that. So if that's where you are, if you're just feeling like, man, I struggle with this and I don't really want to talk about it, this is a great book to start and really find that breakthrough and move forward. Book number 4 is a book. In our last interview with John Stolpe, he mentioned the book a couple of times. I had to read it. And after that interview, I devoured the book in just a couple of days. Wrecked by Jeff Goins. Wrecked just spoke to my spirit. It spoke to who I am as a human. And I can see how it is so easy to be involved in our own life, that looking out for others' needs just does not seem to be the top priority. Terms like service, compassion, and giving are these amazing topics that we talk about at the holidays, but seem to get missed through the day-to-day life. And this book shares some moments that just touched me so profoundly. And this book is the perfect read for the woman that is seeking new insights, tools, and trying to find ways to serve more, have more compassion in her daily routine. In a word, she's ready to get over herself and have that humanistic view and put her talents to use in some capacity in that. Since I read this book, I have actually signed up with an organization. We're going to be talking about that a little bit more in the future, and I'm so excited to share that with you. It's so wonderful to tap in to something bigger than just your every single day routine. And that's where Wrecked by Jeff Goins has been a great guide for me at this time in my life. And the final book for our list, one that I cannot stop talking about is The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. Wow, this is the book a lot of us need. The 5-Second Rule is the book that helps us overcome that space from, yeah, I know I didn't need to do this thing. I know I need to get it done. To that point of, I am doing this now. This is happening. Sometimes we overthink it. Sometimes we just like, I don't feel like it. I just can't get going. I just can't get it done. This is a space where we can all get so stuck. We think about the thing we got to accomplish. We talk about it. We tell our friends about what we'd love to do. We have a pretty good plan that would probably make it to work. But what's wrong? Why are we not starting? What's the problem? We get stuck. We are in a rut and we don't know how to move forward. What is the thing? And her rule is basically like the rocket launch: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what's happening. You get up and you move towards something. You take one little teeny tiny action, because it's not just one action. It's one action that leads to the next and leads to the next. And she talks about how losing weight for her and getting fit. And you look at her and you think, oh my gosh, she's fantastically fit. No, but this is something that she struggled with. That she said, there's never been a point I think, man, I really feel like exerting an ridiculous amount of energy and sweating like a pig. And I've had those thoughts. There's just so much that connects. You're not going to feel like it, but you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go and get started. And all of a sudden it starts things moving forward. This is the perfect read for the woman that has had the same resolution for the past few years. I know we all have friends. Maybe we know someone who's had that same resolution, who has talked about this is the resolution. And even when they talk about it, you know it's not going to happen. They're the kind of person that says, yeah, well, I want to lose a couple of pounds. They don't believe it. There's no way it's going to happen. They don't even buy it for a second. But when you start doing it and when you start the process, then your mind and you start feeling like, man, I feel good when I do this. That's the thing. This woman knows precisely what has to happen, but she just doesn't feel like it. She wants to change, really, really change, but gets stuck in her head. So you can see how every one of these books are for a different sort of transition that you're looking for, a different sort of moving forward in your life. You are the director of your own show. Man, what's your show going to be like? Is it a comedy? Is it a drama? Is it a musical and everybody's got their jazz hands? Whatever it is, you bring your year to life. So, the book Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes, Braving the Wilderness by Brene Brown, The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, Wrecked by Jeff Goins, and The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. I've left links to all of these books in the show notes. It'll take you right to Amazon so you can pick which copy, which version you would like to read. If you're a Kindle reader, if you want the audio books, then that would be something. So you go straight from there and there you go. My question to you is, what book would you add to the list? The best books for a breakthrough. I'm so excited to see where 2018 takes you. You have given so much to the world. This is your year to shine. This is the year to do even more. Not only the day-to-day routine, that's important. That's what you've got going on is important. But isn't it amazing to step into something bigger than yourself, to make your mark, to give a little more? That's what this is all about. And when you do that, you come alive. I want more of that for you. I want better opportunities. Take one of these books, have an excellent read, and step into the woman enriched that you are. We know when you enrich a woman's life, you influence her entire circle that she touches day to day. And that's what this is all about. Hey, thanks for listening. I'll see you Monday with a new Monday Maxim with Amy. Let 2018 be the year you have your breakthrough. It's time for you to shine. That's what you want. That's what the world needs. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey, thanks for listening. If you'd like to show your support for the show, please follow these quick 3 steps. Number 1, go to Apple iTunes or where you receive your podcasts. Click the subscribe button to Think Enriched. Also, leave a rating and review. Once you subscribe and you show your support, this is a great opportunity so we can reach out and help enrich the lives of even more smart, ambitious women like us. Thank you for your support.